Ultimate Senior Rotax Heat, Groups A versus D, about to get underway. Let's have a look at the starting grid. Starting from pole position, it's Sean Butcher with Georgia's Alexander Abkazava alongside on the front row. Matilda Olsson and Erhard Turker, row number 2, with Erhard Turker now able to get out. They seem to have solved the electrical, the technical gremlins on the 347. Lachlan Robinson and Tobias Poschek, row 3. Daniel Kinheth and Christian de Klein round out the top eight positions. Completing the top 10, it's Hungary's Benedek Vida and Austria's Tim Stipitz. Nick Kuppens from Belgium, Flint Schuring from the Netherlands, Mette Argun from Austria, Jori Schoens from the Netherlands and also Luca Köster from Germany complete the 15-strong grid. They now head onto the formation lap. So red lights on the gantry, 10 minutes set on the timer, plus an additional lap. Air temperature now at its highest that it's been all day, 24 degrees Celsius. Had a chat with a couple of the parents on the balcony just under the commentary position, and they said, yeah, whilst they're waiting, it is quite hot underneath the race suit and the helmets, and completely understand that. And a lot of the drivers are feeling a bit exhausted after each race day, but they're doing what they love. They love going racing. So now they're going to start concertinaing to get into the 2x2 rolling start formation. That's 7.5 rows of drivers, 15 in total. Right, out of the final corner, into the tram lines we go. Revs rise, full start called immediately. So, a bit too hasty to get things going. So we'll be again down to Butcher and Abkazava to control the pace, and they will have to get it right this time. So far, we've had 3 different race winners from 4 heats so far. So it's been 2 for Matilda Olsson, 1 for Rashid Ghanem, and 1 for Callum Bradshaw. So we're now going to head into the final couple of corners. That's very neat and tidy and orderly there from the drivers. Out of the final corner, into the tram lines. Revs rise, that's more like it. Lights are out, we are off and racing. And Abkazava goes toe-to-toe, side pod to side pod. And Robinson getting very much elbows out and manages to get himself into 4th place. Ahead of the likes of Erhard Turker, who is just behind. We also have the likes of Tobias Poschek as Turker up the inside of Robinson, going through turn 6, side by side, but Robinson cuts across and manages to get the inside line for turn 7. Nice work by the 326. But Butcher leading the way, Matilda Olsson having got past Abkazava. As a little bit further back, some audacious overtaking being attempted. And that would have been from Christian de Klein, but that has allowed Daniel Kinheth from Austria to get past the Dutch driver. So Butcher leads the way as there's a little bit of a skirmish behind. It's nearly 3 abreast as the 346 of Benedek Vida gets toe-to-toe with the likes of Christian de Klein and Kinheth in the meantime. As Kinheth looks to have lost a few positions, maybe not even make that 2, make that even 3, possibly going through into turn 6. So top 3 at the moment, it's Butcher from Olsson, Abkazava, then it's Robinson, Turker, Poschek rounding out the top 6. 7th is de Klein. 6th it's Kinheth, and then just behind them it looks to be a little bit close for comfort for some of the drivers. Benedek Vida just behind the 617, and that is the Hungarian down in 9th place at the moment. But the 3 very much close together. And it's going to be a double toe for Georgia's Alexander Abkazava. Olsson sweeps to the outside through turn 3 on Butcher. But Butcher tries to keep it defensive. Olsen trying to go up the inside. Abkazava tries to get through and does so. So Sean Butcher through turn 4 loses the lead and drops down into 3rd position. And Abkazava, the fastest driver out there, 50.737 from the Georgian. Robinson not too far behind on pure pace. And that is race pace as opposed to qualifying yesterday. And Olson trying to break away early. Butcher trying to get on level peggings with Abkazava. Robinson starting to close as well. 7.5 minutes remaining plus an additional lap. Olson leads them across the line into lap 3. After lap 3, onto lap 4. And Olson puts in the fastest lap. Now that she's got clean air, she can start to push forward. But things are getting a little bit closer between 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th. And that's Abkazava, Butcher, Robinson, Turker and Poshik. Now make their way through the chicane. And the closest driver in terms of pure lap time to Matilda Olson last time around was Lachlan Robinson in the 3:26. So through the double right they go once again. 6 minutes and 40 plus an additional lap still remains. Top 6 drivers covered by just over 1 3/4 seconds, rounded out by Tobias Poshik from Austria. So all 15, well hang on, someone's just gone very, very slowly coming out of turn number 5. And that looks to be the 6.11 of Tim Stipitz, who was running in 13th position. The KSCA Study Europe driver from Austria. Unfortunately, dropped a bit further back and has got back up to full racing speed. And will have a bit of a gap between himself and Jori Schoens, I believe, at the back end of the grid. However, Olson now starting to stretch that lead. Was nearly 2 tenths quicker than Alexander Abkazava, and Abkazava now was just under 2 tenths slower. Gap now nearly 5.5 tenths of a second as Lachlan Robinson closing in on teammate Sean Butcher. Butcher and Robinson, very good friends off the track. They have the utmost respect for each other. And effectively, they will know that if one is quicker than the other one will do the courteous thing, and then they'll work as a team. But then when it comes to tomorrow, believe you me, the gloves will be off. Halfway through the race, and we've got halfway to go. As Olson leads them on to lap 7, through into turn number 5, now into the hairpin at 6. As Stipitz crosses the line in 15th position. So some drivers trying to make some inroads. Keinrath trying to close in. Keinrath trying to close in on Christian de Klein in the 399 entry, representing the Netherlands. That's the battle for 7th and 8th. And they have dropped Benedek Vida by a little bit of a margin. 4 minutes to go. And Olson, 56 thousandths off of breaking into the 49-second bracket. Alexander Abkazava still in second. Butcher, Robinson, Turker, Poshik, Decline. Keinrath running at the top 8. Then it's Benedek Vida, Nick Coppens from Belgium, Mette Argun, Flint Schuring, Jori Schoens and Tim Stipitz. So 3 minutes and 20 still to go. No real battles starting to emerge or present themselves forward, because everyone is just calmly Cooley bringing the machinery home. They want to do damage limitation as much as they can over the course of the next 3 minutes plus an additional lap, and Matilda Olsson on course for being, I think, by my recollection, the only driver that will maybe win 3 heats today. And had a chat with her earlier on in the week, and she said, I've got some exciting plans for next season, but I can't quite tell you yet. That means that something's going to be very interesting for us to hear about when she breaks the news. But also, she had a test of the Project E20 actually at this very track when we had the DEKM with us last season for the what ended up being the second round of the championship. And then she had a bit more of an extended test drive at GTR Motor Park last week during part of the Prince Carl Philip Racing Pokal, which she won again for the second year in a row, with Prince Carl Philip Bernadotte able to attend, and actually got a chance to drive the Project E20 himself, I believe. And had a bit of a good time behind the wheel, and also thinks that it's a good future technology that we've got to be looking at for the future of motorsport. 1 minute 52 seconds plus an additional lap. It has the race is sort of stagnated, but as I said earlier, it is about just conserving your energy ready for tomorrow, because the drivers will want to be at full readiness, full fitness, full awareness, and just by getting the points home is what counts on heats day. But tomorrow it is going to be, the adrenaline's going to be through the roof, the tension is going to be so high you can cut you can put a hot knife through butter just to cut the tension. And Olsson's lead now extends to 1.2 seconds. She has put in the fastest lap of the race, as she has done in her previous 2 race victories here today. A 49.925 from the Swede. So the running order still is Matilda Olsson, Alexander Abkazava, Sean Butcher, Lachlan Robinson. Erhard Turker rounds out the top 5. Tobias Poschek, Christian de Klein, Daniel Kinrath, Benedek Vida, Nick Kuppens completing the top 10. We go on to lap number 12 of this race. I think the next time around we could be on the mark, or on the close side of whether it's going to be 5 seconds or whether it's going to be a couple of seconds, and then decide right at the last moment to bring out the last lap board. But Jori Schoens in the meantime is closing in on Flint Schöring, and that is for 13th on the road. Timer is on 10 seconds as Matilda Olsson goes through turn 12. So I think this is going to be very, very close. She's about to come through the double right-hander. This means the timer will expire. Last lap board is out. And her lead now extends to 1.6 seconds. And she's done 49/8 for the last 2 laps. Abkazava still in second. Sean Butcher puts in a personal best, as does Lachlan Robinson. Erhard Turker, Tobias Poschek, Christian de Klein and Daniel Kinrath all make personal bests, as does Nick Kuppens in 10th, Flint Schöring in 13th, and Tim Stipitz, who rounds out the back end of the order. But the checkered flag this time is being prepared. And just 2 more corners remain. And out of them comes Sweden's Matilda Olsson. It's 3 for 3 for the Swede as she crosses the line to take the checkered flag and the victory. Great to see Alexander Abkazava from Georgia at the sharper end of the grid. He finishes P2 ahead of Sean Butcher and Lachlan Robinson. A good result for the KR Sport drivers there. Erhard Turker rounds out the top 5 ahead of Tobias Poschek, Christian de Klein, Daniel Kinrath, Benedek Vida, Nick Kuppens, Luca Köster, Mette Argun, Jori Schoens, Flint Schöring, and last but by certainly no means least, Tim Stipitz from Austria. But it's Matilda Olsson that goes into tomorrow with a clean sweep in the heat stages with 3 victories here in Germany.